All right, all right, all right. Let's get into it. I know you're like, Anya, it's Tuesday. What are you doing? Shut your fucking mouths. All right. This is a one man army. You better be fucking grateful that I came to you. Nah, but uh, yeah. Today is Tuesday. We are banging one out today. I saw some good content that I wanted to put out today, so I definitely had to bang one out today. No cap.
Perfect.
So as you can see by the title, this is crazy. As you can see by the title, um, we're gonna be watching Myron cook uh young college students, which is really funny. Um, I kind of watched like 15 minutes of it, then I was like, yeah, I need to react to this. This is funny. So yeah, we're gonna be watching. So we won't be starting from the beginning, but 19. So we won't be starting from the beginning, but we got a whole hour to go through, so we'll be fine. But yeah, we'll be reacting to that today. See where the young minds is at. I like listening to the young bucks and how they speak. Um, had a young buck tell me one time he was talking to a girl for 3 months. Had to tell young buck that wasn't the one that she didn't like you. 3 months, you ain't get nothing in 3 months. She don't like you, brother. All right, she does not like you at all. So yeah, young bucks keep me alive though. I love their stories. They're really they're passionate. I love it. I love it. I love a passionate soul. I love a passionate soul. But yeah, we're gonna be reacting to some of that today, and yeah, let's get into it.
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these mother like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok. All right. So let's see what conversation that we are jumping into to begin with.
We're literally better than them in everything where we compete. That's why they have to have their own separate leagues.
I think
It, yeah, but nobody shows up at WNBA games. The WNBA is literally subsidized by the NBA, right? It's like we like champion mediocrity from females just because we want to be equal, right?
I think we got double standards in gender roles because men and women are good at different things. Not that men are better than this or women suck at this. Like
No, no, niggas are better. If 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 women just okay, here's for example, we'll use the basketball. If women just sucked or weren't as good as some men, there would be women in the NBA, if that makes sense. They just suck. They aren't the worst nigga in the NBA is better than the best female in the WNBA. That's how like they just suck. Women just they just suck.
we have different things that we're inclined to.
I mean, yeah, she'll teach you guys how to get cats. That's what she'll teach you guys, how to get cats and get triggered. With yeah, but biological reality is men are better than women at most things. Yeah, I mean, hey, you can get on the mic. You get on the
Get
mic.
on the mic.
She wants to tell
This
you
is
guys about her
stupid.
Siamese cats. We got a Karen in the house. Fantastic. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, yeah, men are better than women in almost every realm of competitive endeavor. It's just the reality, right? And this shows that what they're attracted to as well. Does a woman want a guy that's shorter than her, dumber than her, makes less money than her? No, she's looking for a superior. That's just how it is. It's biology. Now, I know this is like offensive right,
I'm sure they're getting triggered.
to the left to point out these biological realities, but women are not attracted to men that they're equal to. They'll sit there and say that, but how they behave is two different things. So, what's up, man? How are you? What's your name?
Hi, how are you? My name is Trey. It's nice to meet you.
How are you, Trey?
So I heard your views on lesbians a moment ago, and I'm just curious how those views transfer to gay men. Do you believe they don't exist as well? Because you did say that lesbian relationships cannot exist because men are more multifaceted than women. That was your main argument point on lesbianism prior, and I'm just curious how that carries to.
So,
gay
what are my thoughts
relationships.
on gay men?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you guys are kind of useless to society too.
Fair, yeah. I
So-
am pretty damn useless.
Yeah.
honestly. But not because I'm not having kids,
well,
just because I'm crazy. But
Yeah,
that's
from
different.
the nuclear family perspective, right? I say that kind of as a joke, but yeah, I mean, I think the backbone of any thriving society is the nuclear family, and if people aren't contributing to that, I think it's problematic for society. So gay men and lesbian women
Goddamn,
don't
this
contribute
one.
to that, unfortunately. And I don't think gay men should be able to adopt children either. I think that's crazy. I don't think lesbian women should be able to adopt children either. I think kids need to be protected at all costs, and exposing them to sexual degeneracy is a problem, because that's what homosexuality and lesbianism is. I'm a firm believer that gays and lesbians need to go back in the closet. We don't need that stuff outwardly.
That is a point of view that you are entitled to. Have a nice day.
Fair enough.
Thank
you for
cooking.
Coming up. Thank you for coming up.
No, we stop.
Yeah, guys, I know it's scary, but
He
like I
was
said,
brave for coming
challenge
up.
you guys who got questions on my worldviews or disagree. I'd be happy to have a conversation with anyone. Hey, what's up, man? What's your name?
Hey, name's Joshua Williams.
What's up, Josh? How are you?
Decent. How about you?
Good, good, good.
Good.
I like your shirt.
Appreciate it. Wanted to ask you about your main selling point, women deserve less.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit on the first couple chapters of the Bible, Genesis 1 through 5.
Yeah, if you could go through it quick, though, because we don't want to do a Bible study here, man. We got to keep it moving. But, yeah, go ahead.
I personally believe that
You're religious. Oh, man. Okay, religion doesn't save you guys, okay? Most women aren't religious, so unless you just going to different churches and finding different women, then, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, religion's not going to save you anymore. You knowing what women, like, when religion was prominent and everybody was supposed to be reading their Bible and you're not supposed to be shaking ass, like, then you could use this excuse of, well, in the Bible this says, yeah, it sure does, but guess what? Motherfuckers ain't reading that shit no more. And then what about the niggas who don't read the Bible? What the fuck they gonna do? So it's like religion only saves that religion.
if we can, that the Bible is the center point of all life because it is God's divine word, and that this shirt only Jesus. When you focus on Jesus and you have Jesus centered on everything, not necessarily Jesus first, but Jesus centered, everything is going to change. Your whole life is going to change. Your whole ideology is going to change everything. So I want to focus on Jesus' creation, his perfect creation, when he created male and female. When you see all of his other creation, he says
Damn, Josh.
that he saw that
Get to the fucking point.
the day and night he saw good. He saw it well. But when he talks about creation, man and female, he says it is very good. He takes it to another level that humankind, his creation of man and woman is much different than the rest of his creation, and that they are created in God's image.
Okay, Josh, what's the point?
So, being that they're both created in God's image, both man and female, how do you say that women deserve less when they're both created in God's
Okay, how about this? I'm about to hit you with one of the Bible verses that you did not say. In one of the Bible verses, God said he created Eve as a help me to Adam. He didn't say he created Eve to go make her own business and figure out who she was and learn different like he didn't say that. He said help Adam. That's it. So all your job is to do is help Adam. That's it.
His image.
Well, when I
But
say
that's just
that,
the
I
Bible
mean as
verse
in the man
version.
needs to be the leader, right? And the Bible obviously talks about this too, right? It goes God, man, then woman. My problem is when I say women deserve less, I mean it's vague on purpose, right? Depending on the context that we're talking about here. But in this regard, when it comes to having a family, being married, etc., it means that the man needs to be the leader, right? Now, I think the problem is that a lot of guys go into relationships thinking that their woman is equal to them and they can split the check and all this other stuff. I'm a big proponent of the nuclear family. I don't think women should work. I think men should be bearing that burden. But the problem is that we have this egalitarian mindset where we're telling men to treat their women as equals, and that's just not how it goes. I'm a big proponent. If you have the authority, if you have the responsibility of taking care of her, you should also have the authority over her to tell her what to do.
Okay.
Because let's be honest here, all the Abrahamic religions know that when you leave a woman to their own devices, they fuck up.
So now, talking about Abrahamic religions, we're going to focus on the Old Testament and how the Old Testament is based on the covenant with Moses and how that the law, the first 5 books of the Bible say that the man is to be the leader, which is
Yeah,
shown
and that's all I'm getting at when I say
which
that.
is shown in Romans. Romans says that, and I may be quoting wrong, so forgive me if I am quoting wrong, but the New Testament says that the husband, the man, is supposed to love his family and his wife the same way that Jesus loved the church.
Yes, but see, we're kind of at the finish line right now. Before we get to that point, you need to identify the women that are even worthy of being a wife. And because I like what you're saying here, right? Like again, I
Right,
believe in a
niggas-
nuclear
niggas
family,
spin
and I
bars.
think that as a man, it's your job to protect, provide, and provision. But the problem is that most women simply don't deserve that nowadays, right? A lot of girls are promiscuous, bad habits, don't respect male authority, but they want you to wife them up. And I'm telling guys, don't do that. You got to vet women out in the beginning very hard, because thanks to modernity and feminism, what's happened basically is like all the training wheels that society had to keep things in place
Which is what I just said. Religion doesn't save you.
and keep things in check are gone. We used to have Christianity. We used to have shame. We used to have the church. We used to have strong-knit communities. But now, that's all out the wayside. So since we have removed these social training wheels, what's
Safety
ended up happening
nets.
is we have this deregulated sexual marketplace where a lot of women are just not worthy of being a wife. And I want guys to focus on, like, when you do identify the woman that's worthy of being your wife, then obviously you give her the world. I'm not saying not to give her everything, but she has to earn that. And that's the problem, is that we just think that girls should get things for having a vagina.
And this is where the word simp comes in. Somebody idolizing mediocre pussy. Okay? That's literally what I was just telling my that's literally what I was just telling my girl. I'm like, niggas just think I just walk up and say, "What's up, bitch? How you doing? You trying to fuck?" Like, no, I don't do none of that shit. I talk just like this. I be chill. I be calm. If she like, that's what I'm saying. Like, once you talk to so many girls, like, you understand the social cues and shit. If she not feeling it, I walk right away. I don't give a fuck. I go talk to another bitch. Bitch, if I want to talk to a bitch that look like her, I go find a bitch that look just like her if I want to. Like, it's so many females out here. It's to get mad over one is ridiculous. It's fucking it's ludicrous. It's
Stupid.
so it's like, no. You only talk to women who deserve the treatment. If she's talking you crazy, then you hit her with something crazy and go on about your day. You don't gotta put your hands on her or nothing like that. If she out of line, you can. That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't. It's not about being a dickhead. It's about the capability of putting your foot down. It's not about always having your foot up somebody's ass. It's about being able to put your foot down, though. But it's the capability of being able to put your foot in somebody's ass. Okay, so it's like, and that's, yeah, like literally, like I said, that's what we was laughing about, is because I don't have to. I don't. It's like I said. It's not about being a dickhead. It's about being able to put your foot down. Okay, that's it. I don't go to bitches be like I go up to females regularly. Hey, what's up? What's your name? How you doing? Da 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 da. Anything. However I go about it. However I catch them in the day is however I go about it. But like it's yeah. Like I said, I'm telling you, it's not about being a dickhead. It's about being able to put your foot down.
And I'm here to say, like, no.
And putting your foot down can consist of what standards you hold, um, the authority you hold. You have to be able to put just showing that you can put your foot down lets them know, okay, this guy can protect me because he's not gonna let nobody play around with him because he can put his foot down.
And I would say to not necessarily add on, but just add on to my point. I say with
Hold up, yeah. Hold up, yeah. Hold up, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So just being able to put your foot down.
women that may be deemed as not wife material, I personally feel that that's when you get down on your knees, you pray, and you say, Jesus, help these people. That
Yeah,
we don't.
you can pray for him.
It's just the same way that when Jesus died on the cross, he said, Father, forgive them. They don't.
Sure, you could pray for him. Sure, you could pray for the stripper on the street or the stripper at the nightclub. But would I tell you to go wife her nigga after you prayed and not know?
Know what they're doing.
Yeah, look, you could pray for them, but my thing is, let's be honest here, man. Jesus can't even save a lot of these hoes. What makes you think you're going to do it? So that's the reality.
I just feel like I never want to lose hope on humanity because once you lose hope in humanity, that's when things start
No,
going.
pray for them.
It's not about losing hope. It's about knowing your environment. Go pray, like I said, go pray and donate to your strip. Well, I wouldn't say donate. Go pray. But would I say get in a relationship into a committed relationship with these motherfuckers? No.
For them. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to invite that to your house to destroy your household. Pray for her, but like, don't let her. Look, one of the worst things a man can do, and this is going to be taboo, but I'm going to say it. One of the worst things you could do is wife up a whore. So, because wiping up promiscuous women will absolutely destroy your life as a man. So my thing is, you could pray for them. Obviously, you wish well upon them, but that doesn't mean you need to invite her into your life where she's in a position where she could utterly destroy you.
Okay.
Especially with the way the family courts are run and the way that child custody works and alimony and everything else like that. Like, guys have to be very cautious and careful with who they marry. And they need to reserve it for the women that are worthy. Because,
And most women just aren't worthy.
unfortunately, it's not 1955, it's 2025. And women have changed a lot.
Oh, yeah.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
For the worse.
Yeah. I think that just comes back to once you have your family, once you have the wife that you have that God has set aside for you, that's when you lay down the law and you say, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord.
I agree. I agree. But you got to find the woman that's even worthy of taking that journey with. And what I'm saying is most don't qualify.
Mhm. And then that's when I feel like you fall into that cycle that you pray. Like
Yeah.
you don't necessarily agree with what they're doing. You may not your soul, your flesh, you might not you might not feel like you really that they deserve prayer.
Mhm.
But when you are focused on God and you focus on Jesus, Jesus will lead you to pray for these people. And
Okay.
it may not change, but when you hold out hope and you pray, you change as a person and people around you see that.
Fair.
And they recognize that you're different.
Fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
No worries, man. Thank you.
Religious battle. Oh man, he got to work on his speaking. He talks
Any other
forever.
takers on why women deserve less? Oh man, here we go. Hello.
Do I deserve more or less?
Are you a man or a woman?
I'm asking you. Do I deserve more or less?
Well, probably less.
Even now, when my voice is lower than yours.
Even less now.
Even less now.
I knew something.
Nigga said, "Are you a man or a woman?" Nigga knew that shit was not right.
Goes off. Saw
Oh,
that
God.
Adam's apple. I was like, oh, here we go. What was that? It's oil in my beard?
Use your real voice.
Color correct.
Use your
All right.
real voice, motherfucker.
Man, my feelings are hurt. I don't even know what that thing said.
Yeah, I'm not
That
saying
creature.
hello to you, so let's just skip the pleasantries.
Sure.
So why are
Yeah, I was going to say, can someone help her?
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
So are your
Why did you come up there?
views on women based on data or personal rejection?
Oh,
Here we go.
oh, you got me. Oh, god damn, I'm sizzling it. Oh, god, I'm shaking in my boots. Like, you can't type this shit up in Google. Oh, my goodness. Like, we just be. Let me not say we. I'm not a part of that. They just be saying some dumb motherfucking shit. Monks.
Go the whole you're an incel thing. Okay.
Because on a podcast about 2 months ago, didn't you just say you got your first girlfriend and you're like 30?
Wow, she really thinks that's an own. Number one, I've had a girlfriend now for a few years,
I'm
not
so
2
sorry.
months. And it's an open relationship. I do what I want, and she's closed on her end.
That's embarrassing.
That's embarrassing, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, look at all the people here going crazy. So here's the reality, right? So let me give you guys a biological reality here.
What does this have to do with my question?
Women-
I'm asking if your views come from data or rejection, because someone had to hurt you for the way you feel about women.
Oh, so I have to be hurt to be able to establish and tell the truth.
Well, yes.
That's interesting.
Sorta, kinda. Was it your mom?
No, actually, you know what's funny? It was my mom that warned me about these hoes. Yeah. It was actually my mom.
So you and your mom are birds.
Me and my mom are birds?
Yeah. Bird brains.
All right, interesting. Do you actually have an argument, or do you just want to make ad hominems?
No, I'm just asking questions. You have yet to answer my question.
Well, it
Is
sounded more like
based
a
on-
statement since we're both birds, right?
Well, are your views based on data or personal rejection?
Yeah, they're based on data, obviously experience, anecdotal, talking with almost 4,000 women now at this point. So, you know, and I think every guy here, right, though they might not admit it, would love to have a setup where they have a girlfriend that loves and admires them and respects them, obeys them, and he could go ahead and get other women and she's closed on her end. And this is what I was trying to say. Once you reach a certain level of status and you have your stuff together, you'd be amazed at what women will tolerate when you're that guy. So I want every guy to be at a point where if you
You're
want
that guy. Exactly. Bang, bongo, bango. He's cooking right now.
to be monogamous to your woman, you can, but if you also want to have other women, you can. And that's what I think keeps you attractive, because women only get in line when you have other women in line. Now, I know that. What was that?
He said you're not welcome on campus, prick.
Oh, look at this guy. Nice jorts. Nice
Actually,
jorts.
Hey, I have another question. Do you know who invented Wi-Fi? Like the technology for Wi-Fi?
Let me guess. A woman?
Well, yeah. So if it wasn't for a woman, your podcast, you wouldn't have one, and it wouldn't have gotten demonetized.
Oh, good one. Yeah. So here's the thing. We do direct connect on our pod. So
I don't care.
Wi-Fi is. Oh, now it's I don't care. Okay, great.
Hello, sir.
Make sure to hit the gym as well.
Sir. Hey,
Hey, just being honest, man.
sir.
You're. Yeah. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Sir,
Hey,
if you're here to
the
have
girls
a
aren't gonna fuck you,
conversation,
man.
I'm trying to have one with you.
Like the girls aren't gonna fuck you, bro. White knighting is not gonna do it.
Okay. Hi. Would you like to have an actual conversation?
This is fucking awesome. All right, what are you gonna say? Go ahead.
All right, here. I'm here to have an actual like debate with you, okay? I'm not
Sure.
here. I'm not here to antagonize you or villainize you. I want to understand you, and I hope maybe you'd want to understand me. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure.
So, what I want to understand is your viewpoint that women deserve less, or that you think men deserve more?
Both.
Well, two things can be true,
Right.
right?
Okay.
So, I think guys need to be in a position where they are the dominant and the leader in the relationship.
So I would like to understand why exactly do you think that? Is it what is causing this? Is it like an instinctual thing? Do you think it's based off biology, psychology?
What in
religion,
particular?
belief? Like the idea that the man should be dominant. What is the backing thought process for this?
Well, it's how society has thrived for centuries. You know, the man is the head of the household. He's the leader. He protects and provisions. And this is how we've been able to build up the society we enjoy now. And it's only with modernity.
She said, "Where do you, like, bro? Pick up a book and read. If you look at all of history, even in the Bible, niggas do shit like this. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, since the dawn of time, niggas been doing this.
And feminism that women have been able to kind of do the things that they do. But at the end of the day, I would argue most women want a traditional man who's going to be a provider, going to be a protector, and adhere to these traditional masculine traits.
Okay, so let me ask you a question about this, sir, if you don't mind. So,
Sure.
what would you say that over time, generally speaking, with how society has come, how culture has come, to where we are at this current point, are you content with how the world is today?
No, hell no, cause y'all fucking be talking too much and thinking y'all just can do whatever the fuck you want without no consequences.
With society, are you happy with how society has turned out? What exactly? Do you have any issues with modern society?
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's pluses and negatives, but I do think that modernity has led to the overall degradation of society. And it's because we don't prioritize the family anymore.
So is the issue less that women deserve less, or that we should put more of a focus on traditionalism within the family?
Well, that's kind of the same thing from before.
I was saying,
Again,
you guys both could be true.
men need to be in a different position now where they need to be able to vet out women properly for them to be their wives. Because the thing that sucks for guys now is that most women want to be married, but they're not necessarily wife material. Everyone wants to get married, but no one wants to be a wife is basically what I mean. So I think, well, you're a lesbian. I don't know what you're talking about. But anyway. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I think it is. Guys need to really focus on the family, but before they can even do that, they need to be able to go in with their eyes wide open with how society is and how we're playing the dating game, because we have more to lose.
Okay, so I understand where you're coming from.
Sure.
I think it makes sense that you would like to have, women would be able to be mothers, would ever be able to be wives. If a man is being a provider, clearly you would want something in return, right? I mean, like.
Yeah, to obey me.
Oh, if you want people to hear you out, I don't really think obey would be.
I knew that was going to trigger her. She said, "Obey." Yes. If I say jump, you say high, how high, king? Obey. The fuck? That nigga has to obey and get up and fucking go to work every goddamn day and feed you and make them sure them lights come on. And if a nigga kick in the door, he gotta obey and jump up out his sleep and go fight the nigga to death. But you hear obey. That's what I'm saying. Like, they hear, oh man.
Be the best word to use. I mean, like, obey kind of implies that there's a lack of free will and thought. Would you think?
Interesting. So you say there's a lack of free will there, but is there, I mean,
with the term obey, like the connotation that it provides when you say the word obey.
yeah, because here's the thing. I find it interesting that on my end, I'm protecting and providing, and the one thing I ask in return is for her to obey, but that's a problem. See, that's
Well, I
So-
didn't say it was a
Because here's the
problem.
thing. Here, let's be honest here, right? So this is what I mean when I say modern.
Also, guys, this is what I was explaining to my girl parents. I said, responsibility without authority is slavery. If I'm gonna be responsible for your safety and how you eat and make sure you're straight, I need to have some type of authority over what's going on over you. I have to. I have to. If I'm gonna have the responsibility of you, I gotta have the authority as well. All right. The only problem is that women choose dumbass niggas to be the authority. That don't be my fault that you chose a dumbass nigga last time. But guess what? That's how it's gotta be. But once they traumatize, it's kind of like they're cooked. They're cooked.
Fatality.
Feminism poisons women. Women want a guy who's going to be a protector and a provider and a good man. But if he asks, hey, I need you to obey me in return, she'll say, I don't like that word. Why do I need to obey you? Well, you need to obey me because I'm the one that's responsible for you. So if I'm responsible for you, that means I'm supposed to have authority over you as well.
Well, if you would like to have a
What I just said.
conversation without putting words in my mouth, where I said that I had a problem with the term like obeying people, I just said that if you want other people to agree with you, maybe find a different term that would, kind of incline people to agree. Secondly,
Well, that's the problem. People are too soft. That's the truth. We need women to obey us.
says the guy who's here complaining about women.
No, I said women need to obey men. I'm saying the problem is that we have this society where people just don't want to be honest and say what it is.
But I'm being honest and telling you that people don't like the word obey.
Okay. Oh, well.
Okay.
Like,
oh, well.
you know,
People
I
don't
find it
like
interesting, right? So a lot of people think I just talk smack to women all the time, but I actually talk more smack. Anyone that watches the show, I actually talk more smack to men. I tell them to not be fat, not to be losers, not to be dorks. Like, I bully the guys so that they become better. And men kind of accept this. But when we say we want something in return, women don't want to follow it. So it's like women have one job and they don't even want to do that.
Well, have you considered that maybe women don't want your help?
Well, here's the thing. I'm here to help the guys out because they're the leaders. So
Well, that's fine, but
I'm very familiar with the fact that like women like.
All right, that's what I be trying to tell. Like I be talking to when I talk to females about this shit. They be like, women don't want your help. I'm not here for you niggas. I'm here so these niggas, like, especially when I be on Twitter and threads, and you see me tweeting, that's not for them. I'm not saying that shit to make them feel bad. I'm saying that shit so my niggas can see how dumb these motherfuckers are. It's not for them. They don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about us. That is just to show how dumb motherfuckers are. That's it. That's it. That ain't for these motherfuckers to have a conversation. I don't want to give a fuck about a conversation with them. I already know what the fuck is going on. I don't want to have a conversation with a motherfucker. They ain't saying shit differently than the next motherfucker said. So, yeah. When you see me anywhere on Twitter, on threads, anywhere, talking or posting, it's for my niggas. Give a fuck about these hoes.
If they hear a certain word, they get triggered and they can't listen to anything else. But again, that's an inherent flaw in women because they're so emotional. But the reality is, like, as a woman, if you're in a relationship with a guy and he's doing what he's supposed to do, protect and provide for you, you need to obey him.
So wait, okay, you have a problem with women being overly emotional, yet you want them to be providers to children. That implies that there needs to be some type of emotional nurture there. So is the problem that women are too emotional, or that they're not emotional enough?
No, what I'm talking about is in this context where the term obey immediately triggered you.
I'm not triggered.
Okay.
Do I look angry?
No. Well, you didn't like that term. You're like, hey, well, maybe you could use a different word. It's like, no, that's what it is. Obey.
I didn't say that. I was bothered by the word. I was just trying to give you some advice that maybe other people would be more inclined to listen if you didn't come off so authoritative.
Well, I think that's important where we're at a crazy point right now where we just got to start being honest and not tone police and worry about certain phrases triggering people. The truth hurts a lot of the times, but this is what we need to do. We've gone so far left that we're going to need a significant overcorrection. And sometimes that means using words that people might find offensive.
Okay. So, all right, I understand what you're saying, that we shouldn't, be so protective, right?
Yeah, and the other thing, too, with
but
men,
you
I've
want to
noticed.
protect women, so you don't want them to be protective.
No, what I'm saying is that with men, right, when I say the term obey, guys just get it. They don't get offended by this is actually a phenomenon I've noticed only with women. Like, when I tell guys stuff and I speak very direct, they don't care. They just consume the information. Okay, that makes sense. and move on. They're not really too concerned with how it's said or the terms that are used. But with women, a lot of the times, if I don't use certain terms or speak in a certain tone, they get offended and can't take in the information. And I think if women were a bit more receptive to the direct nature of the things I say, they'd be a lot better off because I'm very honest about it.
It sounds like men tend to obey you more than women.
Well, I mean, if they listen to what I say, they'll probably do pretty well in life, yeah.
If you want someone to obey you, why don't you just go with guys?
That's a good one.
I'm just a genuine question. Why do you care so much about women if, like, the men are listening to you just as is? You're trying to do a thing for the men, right? Do them a favor, help them out. Women aren't asking you for any help.
Yeah, no, I know that's why I focus on the guys because they're not emotionally
Then why
triggered.
are you here talking about women?
Because that is a big obstacle that a lot of guys can't fix. They can't. Basically,
Then why are you trying to fix it?
Because if we don't have women, we don't have the nuclear family, and a lot of guys struggle with this. Now, here's the thing. I understand that you might be in a privileged position where dating and getting men to court you isn't that hard, but for average guys, it's not that easy. So
Well,
a lot of
I don't
guys
need
need to
anyone
learn
to
this
court
stuff.
me. I'm not looking for that. There's more to my life than worrying about what the other sex does.
Okay, well, you have that privilege since you're a woman and the men come to you. But
They
men
don't
need to
come
figure
to
this
me.
stuff out.
I came to you to talk to you.
Again.
Did you come to me? I don't think
no,
so.
No, but this is us having a discussion here. What I'm saying is that, like, you're maybe
What?
like a 3 or 4. So, like, you're going to have
Okay.
more market pull, right, than a guy that's like a 7 or an 8. You're going to have more options than the average guy. So for you, right, you're getting an abundance of options, whereas guys are not going to get that same level. So, and the other thing, too, with women is women are just simply better at dealing with the opposite gender. Men need to learn this stuff. Guys don't kind of come out understanding female nature. They have to learn this stuff either through someone.
She's like, why are you helping the men? Because niggas are dumb. Niggas are not being raised by their goddamn fathers. Niggas are being raised by women. So guess what mommy's telling you? Tell her how you feel. Tell her what you really think. Relax. Tell her how you really feel. Let her see your vulnerability. Getting cooked. Don't yell at that. Getting cooked. You don't talk like that. And guess how the women are being taught? Fuck these niggas. All right? Niggas are just being taught different things. And most niggas aren't being taught to stand on your 10. Most niggas are being taught to let the bitch stand on your balls. All right?
Well, teaching them or
I don't
through
think I took a
That's why we
crash
here.
course on how
Shit.
men work.
I'm sorry?
You don't have to, because niggas come to you in droves. Exactly. I'm glad you proved the point. Dumb motherfucker. Stupid bitch of the day. Stupid. You don't have to take a crash course on men. You know why? Because they just come to you in droves. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Oh, this nigga's nasty. Oh, this nigga do this. Oh, this nigga do. Because they come to you in droves and you don't even look good. Glad you proved the point. Good job. Stupid.
I didn't take a crash course on how men work. Why do men need to take a crash course on women?
Thank you
Because
for
men, here's the thing, men have to build up the attraction and approach the women. They're the ones that got to make things happen. Women don't. You guys are in a privileged position where the men just come to you.
So you
But-
guys are stupid,
I'm glad you just proved the point.
basically.
Sure.
I mean, if that's the conclusion you're going to come to,
Sure.
I
No,
guess.
that was a question. That wasn't a conclusion. It was a question.
No, it's a learned skill that they need to develop to learn how to properly deal with women. So
Why
that
do
they
you
don't
need to
end
learn
up,
how to deal with people?
See,
Oh my goodness, because like I just said, women get men. She has niggas running. I'm glad you just pointed the point. You don't have to learn how to deal with men because men just run up to you and you can see how different men act. You don't have to learn how to do it. You eventually learn how to deal with men after you turn, 40, 50 something years old and you done ran through all your fucking body count. Now you figured it out for real. But you don't have to learn how to deal with men because you get so much attention from niggas. Niggas have to learn how to deal with bitches because they don't get attention from females. It's like a foreign concept to them. I remember I told a girl, niggas, do you think niggas just be out here fucking bitches? No. If that was the case, corn would not be alive. There would be no corn. If niggas was just out here fucking bitches, corn would not be relevant because niggas are getting pussy. Since niggas aren't getting pussy, that's why they have to watch corn. Because they not getting coochie. They not. That's why niggas is paying thousands of dollars to see pictures. Because they're not getting pussy.
this is exactly what I'm talking about. I teach guys to avoid women like you, as a matter of fact.
Thank you. Stay away
Yeah,
from me.
yeah, well, I don't know. You should be in the kitchen somewhere, but it's fine. We'll have this discussion. Yeah, the reality
Nigga
is,
said you should be in
know,
the kitchen somewhere on God. They hate this nigga.
Yeah.
Especially black women. They hate this nigga.
Probably can't
I've
cook
not
either.
insulted you once this entire time.
See, this is precisely the problem. Combative, assertive women that, don't want to necessarily obey or know when to, be quiet when I'm making
Who
a
the
point.
fuck are you to tell me to obey you? I'm
Yeah,
not
she's
your
really pissed.
woman. I don't need to obey you.
You're on his mic though.
I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm trying to have a conversation with you. I don't need to obey you.
Well, you're
under
just kind of just
underneath.
talking over me when I make my point or answer your questions or trying to, instigate some type of reaction, which is cool. I think it's funny. It's interesting. But
Well,
I
aren't you
think,
instigating a reaction
yeah.
by being here on a campus with people who are more or less going to have different...
well, I'm just telling the uncomfortable truth that a lot of people don't want to hear.
So it's okay for you to be instigative and combative whenever you want to share your truth, but when someone wants to give another side of the truth, you want them to be quiet and you think that they aren't obeying you.
Yes, because a man's job is to be a leader and be assertive and convey information. Women, you guys supposed to be quiet and make sandwiches. That's the difference.
You can make your own sandwich. If you need to take a crash course on how to talk to other people, you can take a
You want to make his sandwich so bad.
crash course on how to make a fucking sandwich.
Anyway.
If you're such a strong provider,
sound,
provide!
You sound mad that, like...
Oh my God.
Do you know how to make a
Bitches, man.
sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's the woman's job.
Okay.
She is fuming. Oh my God.
Fatality.
All right, cool.
So what do you
Oh,
do for a living?
man.
Genuine question. What's your job?
Yeah, we get to the next person.
Why can't you answer? Why can't
I
you
think
answer
it's
what
pretty
your job
obvious
is?
what I do. I mean,
Well, it's not. I'm a stupid woman, so could you explain to me what you do for as a living for your job?
okay, I'll come back to you, Ovary. Let's go to her.
Looking ass niggas is clapping. Why niggas is clapping?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm
Yo,
good. How are
relax,
you?
nosy.
Good.
All right. So I have a couple of things. First off, throughout history, we've noticed that Western society was a lot more less developed whenever women did not have rights compared to now that women do have rights. They are inventing things such as Ada Lovelace and coding and computers. And so how would you think life would be if we never got those rights and those things were never invented?
We'd be a better society, probably.
And
Yeah.
why is that?
Well, we would have more nuclear families. We wouldn't have feminists. We wouldn't have strange progressive women that color their hair. We would just basically be better off as a society.
So you
Because
would be
the
better with no
reality-
income?
I find it
considering-
interesting that like women will name like one or two inventions that they've made, but almost
Like that's what I'm saying, and that's what I was just. It's so funny, Myron. I was just about to pause the shit. Bitches will name one or two things y'all done made after niggas that helped you survive for millions of years.
everything that
Jesus
we enjoy in
Christ.
modernity was made by men. Men are like 90% plus of the inventors. If we had to rely on female ingenuity, we'd probably still be rubbing sticks together.
Oh God, we
A
be
second
fucking
one for
clicking
you.
rocks and shit. Did you hear about Jessica and her new cave baby? Clicking rocks and shit, fucking dumb motherfuckers.
Stupid.
And just so y'all know that I'm not fucking around and I'm not just being a dickhead. If you've ever seen I forgot what it's called. It might be Survival or some shit. They had men on one island, women on the other. Men were fucking making the internet the seventh day, and women was fucking trying to figure out who the fuck was supposed to build the huts. Still, then we ain't even got a fire yet. Niggas is still using leaves and shit. Niggas is sleeping on the ground still. Niggas had the internet by the seventh day. Like, it's just biology, bro. Like, stop fighting biology. After a certain point, you can't fight biology, bro.
What about majority of education professionals being women? So we are not only cultivating the young minds, but we are also fostering care and kindness in them.
Well, that's precisely why
Yeah, I
college
think
is a
it might have
joke
been
now.
Survivor.
As someone who graduated from college
Lost
myself
some
from
stupid
a
shit
good
like
school,
that.
the education system
Survivor
and
game.
academia in general has just become, a libtard fest where people are operating not on reality and thinking that there's 99 genders and, this woke ideology, and it's kind of like the battlegrounds for that. So the universities have morphed from a place where you can get a higher education, become more intelligent, and get a job into the real world versus, just pushing a political agenda. And this is why women are starting to dominate men in college attendance, because men are kind of catching on that college is a scam in most cases.
Just to clarify, I wasn't speaking specifically of college educators. I meant more of your public school system educators, so your K through 12 and things like that.
Sure. What about? So what's your particular question?
Majority of those people that work in those education fields are women. So we are the ones that spend majority of the time with the children. And we are the ones cultivating their minds, making sure they're educated and they're kind people. So how do you think that would be if we didn't have rights to teach?
Well, again, you guys are able to do that because men have stabilized and civilized the world for you to be able to do that.
But that's not like, okay.
Cooked.
So if we were
She'll
to
know
obey
that.
a man, then theoretically
Within a relationship.
within a relationship.
I'm speaking specifically like if you're in a relationship together, it's the woman's job to obey her man.
Why? Why not the other way around? Who says what? You?
Because the man is the leader, and there's only one leader. You can't have two. So it's your job to choose the best leader that you think is going to lead you correctly. Also, the man is the one responsible. We're going to go back to this. For your safety and your whatever you doing, how your household is ran, the water, the electricity, he's responsible for all that shit. So if he has the responsibility of you, he also needs to have the authority, because responsibility without authority is slavery. Boom.
Well, because women can't lead anything. The only thing they can lead is to the end of the relationship. Simply doesn't work when women are in the power position in a relationship, because women don't respect weak men that lead them, that they're leading.
Okay, no, a woman's not going to respect a weak man, but if they're both equals, then there will be mutual respect between both of them.
And that's what makes him weak, because she can make him equal. It's like fucking stupid. It's like damn, what's that fucking, it's like what's that shit called when you got just like pulling the fucking that tower game, Jenga, something like that.
That's the problem. Men and women are not equal.
How? We're the ones that give you life. Why is there no respect for that?
Well, actually, technically, we put our semen into you, and that's what creates life, not you guys. You guys just incubate.
Actually, semen can be performed and created in a lab, so we don't even need you anymore. Thank you.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Look at that. We could be in a lab.
Make a lab, baby.
Yes.
So can I go nut in a fucking lab incubator?
A little bit. You might have to move the mic down for our guys.
Bitches.
No, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's all the way down. Damn. The struggles of being 5 foot, nothing. Anyway, what's your name?
Myron, nice to meet you.
Byron? Okay, cool.
Myron, yeah.
What is? Sorry.
Myron.
Myron,
Yeah.
gotcha. Thank you.
What's your name?
Ozzy.
Okay. How are you,
Sorry.
Ozzy?
I have no clue who you are. So this
No
is very
problem.
interesting. So I have a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
I noticed that you keep up bringing up the nuclear family,
Yeah.
right? And like you put that on a pillar, and that like you value it highly. That as well as like the patriarchy, and you talk about how this is like a good thing, and it benefits you and I guess women as well. And so on
Benefits women the
patriarchy,
most.
I specifically wanted to ask you, how do you feel about the like negative implications and just like actual effects of it, both on men and, well, just mostly men?
That's a big ass question.
The patriarchy?
Yes, sir.
So, okay, are you talking from
we
the
run
sense
the
of,
world,
like,
though.
from a modernity sense of today, or are you talking about like before? With
No, literally today.
Literally
So,
today.
Yeah, and well, I guess we could also visit like you talk about how like the nuclear family, and when that was at the height was like I think, was it before World War? It was like before and like during like the World Wars, like that kind of 1950s era.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, okay. So, what's your? I'm just trying to understand your question specifically.
Yeah, so you talk about valuing the nuclear family, and I'm trying to ask you why. So like if you
Why?
could like,
Okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah,
very
so the
clearly
reason
just
why is
explain
because children are the future. And in order to raise children properly, you need a mom and a dad, right? You need that balance. So,
Yeah.
And that can only really be done in a nuclear family. This is why I'm not a fan of gays adopting or lesbians adopting. I think, the child needs to have a strong father and a mother in the household, for the best chance at being a productive member of society. That's why the nuclear family is so important, because our future is built on that, which are the children.
Okay.
Banger.
You gotta stop with the bazinga. And then going to then the patriarchy.
The patriarchy, okay?
Yeah.
What about it?
So you're talking about how like you value it and you find it good that men are then forced to go out and do these things. So you're talking about kind of like the men's rights issues, right?
Yes, I think men, there's a burden of performance on us, and I think that that's something to embrace and rise to versus trying to be equal to women.
Okay, so you believe that men should not have a choice.
We
As
don't.
far as in what regard, working?
Not just working, but just style of life and like so taking away that choice from men and just generally from people of like their direction in life.
I think every guy should be prioritizing, whether they're building themselves up to eventually have a family, right? I understand that, for men, it takes time for us to acquire our value versus women kind of have the value up front. But I do think that every guy should be striving to become successful so that eventually a family will be dependent upon him.
Okay. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I don't think women should be working. I think they should be prioritizing motherhood, not jobs.
So then so taking our society and the amount of people that it takes to run a fully functioning, well-endowed society, that takes people of all kinds of creed, right?
Sure.
So when you take away that matter of choice from both men and women and everyone in between, why do you then believe that that will be a better society?
Well, the thing is this, right? So you're mentioning this thing about choice, and I think that's an illusion, right? And we need to be honest.
And that's why it's funny because she keeps saying choice, and that's why I said niggas don't have a choice. Ain't no choice, nigga. There is no choice. If you don't become a nigga, ain't no fucking fall back and find a bitch and ain't none of that. You're homeless, nigga. There's niggas out here shaking cups and shit. I wish I had my fucking cup out here for you niggas to shake. Ain't no choice, nigga. You better get it out the mud or you gonna die. I'm telling you, I literally just paused it 5 minutes ago talking about some choice. Nigga, ain't no choice. Ain't no fucking choice.
Stupid.
Nigga, if you don't get it out the fucking mud, you gonna die. Y'all niggas better wake up.
Here, when it comes to women pursuing education,
Women have a
and
choice.
career, what we tell them is, hey, look, go get a job, make money, enter the workforce, and then you can have a family at the end of that. And what ends up happening a lot of times is women follow this route, get an education, get money, get a job, get a good career, and then when they try to find a guy at the end of that, it becomes significantly harder. Because what's ended up happening is the woman has risen up in status, risen up in her income, and her standards are higher, so a lot of guys aren't going to qualify. And I think if we were honest with women and told them, look, if you pursue a career, there's a very good chance that you might not get your first choice. I think that's a good starting point. Obviously, we can't just like say, take all the jobs and that's it. But I think we need to start being more honest with women and letting them understand that you got to pick one. You can't really have it all. And this is something that we've been lying to women about for decades, that they can have it all. And then they end up at 31 years old, unmarried, no kids, wondering why guys don't take them seriously. But it's because they didn't know the truth about this stuff.
So then how do you feel about the same thing, but then happening towards men? Like,
in what regard?
Take you for example. You say that you have, I think you mentioned you have an open relationship, but specifically on your end.
Only on my end, yeah.
So you take the nuclear family, which is a loyal and faithful husband.
Only women could be sluts. We are the slut makers. This girl's over here trying to call me a slut. Hey, we're the slut makers, man. There's no such thing as a man that's a slut.
May I continue?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you. So you're talking about how you have an open relationship. So you have the nuclear family.
Yep.
The stereotypical nuclear family is a loyal working husband who goes to the office or whatever, makes money, comes home to his wife, provides for his wife, takes care of his wife. You value highly the nuclear family, but you yourself are not taking a part of it. Why is that?
Well, I have a certain goal that I want to hit financially before I, go ahead and have a family. I've some business aspirations, and I want to make sure I get that out of the way so that when it is time to be a father, I can focus 100% on that and not necessarily be as tied up with work. So and that's kind of one of the, the good things about being a man is that though we are not born with value, if we work hard enough, we can create value, and that gives us a bit more time on the time clock versus for women, they have a fairly finite amount of time to be able to build a family. So For me, I'm focused on hitting a certain financial goal first so that when I do have my children, money never becomes a problem again.
But you talk about how women are born with an inherent value.
Yes.
I would differ that men are as well. And what you are doing, so the nuclear family, part of men's value comes from being loyal and being hardworking. And I feel like when you miss half
He's
that,
standing
like
next
what
to all
you're
the black
doing,
bitches. He's finna
you're
get all
then
the. He finna fuck all them bitches tonight. That nigga was. He was fucking. Look at this nigga. Look at this fucking nigga. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. Look at this nigga. He finna fuck all these bitches tonight. He finna fuck all of them tonight. He finna fuck every one of these. He finna fuck both of these hoes tonight. He's. Look at this nigga talk about these. Look at these nigga talk about y'all like that. How could he? And in his mind, he like, this bitch always talk. I can't stand this bitch. I promise you, you gotta watch out for niggas who act like this. You gotta watch out for. Look at this nigga talking about y'all like that. How dare he? This guy's a fucking bully. You see the way he's talking about you women like that? You see the way he talk about y'all? And he know damn well when he get back in the party, man, this bitch wouldn't stop talking. These are scary ass niggas that don't know how to tell a bitch be quiet. Like, just trying to tell you, it's sick. And these are the niggas that'll fuck you and leave you ghost. Won't see this nigga forever. Never again.
When you miss half of that, like what you're doing, you're then degrading and, sorry, not degrading, harming, degrading, thank you, whoever said that, the nuclear family and the idea of this, because you take this very almost shallow and kind of hollow, because every person has issues and the nuclear family is by no means perfect, and you are then kind of showing the issues with it by your own actions and by your own kind of disregard for.
Well, my thing is, I think, again, I teach guys, hey, look, this is what you need to do, right? This is how you become attractive, get your life together. Now, when I arm guys with these tools, what they choose to do it is up to them. If they want to go ahead and have a family immediately, that's fine. If they want to go ahead and, play the field, that's fine. But my thing is I want men to be in a position. The problem is that
yeah, right. I want my niggas to be in a position to be able to choose what the fuck they want to do. If they don't want to fuck bitches, go shit. Don't fuck bitches. But I want you to be able to choose what you can be able to do, my nigga. I don't want you to be able to just be stuck in doing what a nigga tell you to do. Because, Jesus, yeah. I want my niggas to be able to have the choice.
a lot of guys...
Because a lot of guys don't
are
have
in
the
a
choice.
relationship where their woman controls everything. She's making the decisions. She's bossing him around. There's no leadership there. I want the guy to be in a position where he can kind of dictate the terms. And if he decides, look, I want a family and I want to have a family early, I want him to do that through choice, not through necessity. A lot of guys are monogamous or in a relationship through necessity, not because they want to be. So I just want guys to be able to have that choice. That's the big thing. And then eventually, obviously, work towards a family.
Most niggas is in a relationship because they want to fuck the bitch, not because they like her. Because she said that's the only way she's gonna fuck is because if you have to get in a relationship, that's the only reason why this nigga's with her. He just finding his time for another. That's what I'm saying. Like necessity, niggas be getting in relationships off of necessity, not because they chose to.
I think the other thing too that's important is that men have to understand how modern women work.
My last question here is,
Sure.
What's your goal with coming out to this college campus where you have all of these people who very obviously are heckling you and do not want you to be here? What's your goal? Because obviously you're not really going to change people's minds with some of the more hateful messages that you're portraying. Like, why are you here?
To start a revolution, to tell people the truth, something that's been missing for a very long time. Hey, you know white knighting the girls isn't going to get you laid, right? Doesn't work. Okay, yeah.
I'll be quick here.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank the whole crowd for uniting against this man. I am proud of our campus. I am proud of us.
I was scared seeing these posters, genuinely, because I didn't know who would show up to this event. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys are great. Thank you to all our question people. And I'm not going to thank you. I think you are a weird person.
Good one.
That's the
You know,
best
I
she
think
had.
it's interesting that you say that because I think, see, the reality is there's a silent majority that agrees with me. This is why Trump won. Because guys know, right? This is why Trump won. Because the good thing about liberals, right? This is what's good about liberals. Liberals, right, liberals tend to be louder. Right? You guys tend to hit the streets. You guys tend to protest. You guys tend to be loud, which is great. Something I actually applaud you guys for. But nowadays, I think people are waking up slowly but surely, and I think the landslide victory that Trump had proves that a lot more guys are starting to look towards the conservatism and the right wing versus radical left wing beliefs because, you know, it just doesn't serve us to be liberal, and we can see that there. But yeah.
Bring it up just a little bit. Can I bring this up just
There's
a
a
little
loud minority. What's that, man?
Hey, can I bring this up a little bit? Is that okay? Okay. I appreciate it.
Oh, God,
I don't
light
know,
skin
do you
nigga.
remember me at all?
No.
Okay. So can I ask a quick synopsis of what you think the prescription is for society today for men? In a short version, what do you think they should do to be successful with women?
To be successful with women, okay, are we talking about like getting a girl for a long-term relationship, just to get laid? What are we talking about?
Well,
here?
I think the only reason should be for a long-term relationship and marriage. I mean, that's Jesus Christ founded it, but I'm just curious what your prescription is.
Not everybody's Christian, bro. Nice try, thanks.
Well,
for the world, not
I've talked
everybody's
about
Christian.
This. I think
so.
Guys have to have certain things in place, right, before they want to get into a long-term relationship. It's 5 things. So I would say 100K per year, 6 figures a year, 6 months to 1 year of savings, be in good shape, have at least 50 partners, right, sexual body count.
All right, and then is that the last one?
And then there's one more, but that's fine. You could go ahead and engage with what I've said so far.
So the reason I asked that is I've watched almost every single podcast you ever did for about a year and a half. So much so that I bought into a lot of the things that you said. And for about 2 years, it led me astray and significantly damaged my personal life, including relationships.
How did it lead you astray?
Well, you told me to go sleep with a bunch of women and date multiple women at the same time, which I did. And it significantly damaged my life. And it wasn't until I actually turned around and started listening.
How did it damage it? That means you're doing something wrong, dumbass. How does dating multiple women damage your life if you're not acting like a fucking simp? How? How? If you putting your foot down and you have bitches that listen to you, how does that damage your life? Nigga wasn't doing what he was just sleeping with bitches. He wasn't actually putting his foot down. He was just sleeping with bitches.
Into Jesus Christ that I was saved. Now I'm happily married. I have one child now with another one on the way, and I've never felt happier. But I felt...
Congratulations, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you. And I know you're not against that, but my concern is what you're saying to men leads them astray because I'm a walking example of it. And I think you're
You didn't give an example. You just said it left me astray. How, nigga? What was you doing that it ruined your life?
Damaging people, and especially you're leading people away from morality. Women are not sex objects. Women are created in the image of God, and they are valuable.
Simp ass nigga.
And they should be.
I could see how, cause I'm telling you, there was, nigga, oh God, like you can smell it. I could just see what type of nigga this nigga was. Like I could see he was gonna be like this, but yeah, like you could just tell he wasn't actually doing what he was supposed to be doing. He was still being a simp in the process.
Be treated as such. Why should God give you one of His children if you don't even know how to treat him? So I think.
So a question for you. You said you got out there dating and meeting women and stuff like that. And then you said that it kind of hurt you.
Yeah.
How did it hurt you specifically? Did you like just start? What happened specifically?
Well, I started warring against my own flesh. It's like trying to fill an empty void. Mm-hmm. There's a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of every man that can only be filled by God alone. Anything else you try to fill with that's not going to satisfy it. Sure. And I tried to do it with sex.
Yeah. So would it be fair? How'd you meet your wife?
We actually had the #1 dating podcast in North and South Carolina called Who Hurt You Podcast.
Okay.
And I'm also friends with Fresh. I know him very well. I texted him before I came here.
Yeah.
And I know pretty much everyone on your crew. But I was a heavy follower, and you actually inspired me to start the podcast, and I realized what I was doing was wrong.
Yeah, so would it be fair to say that when you went through that experience, you were able to identify characteristics that you probably found as unredeemable and you probably wouldn't want to commit to, right?
In what way?
Well, when you were seeing these women, right, you probably started seeing patterns in how they behave, how they speak or whatever. Maybe they're not qualified to be a wife. Because the thing is, right?
Well, I don't need that. I have the Bible for that. It tells me what to look for.
Yeah, but the thing is that you were able, and again, you're probably not going to notice it, but when you dated and dealt with all these women, you probably were able to identify characteristics that you were not fond of, or characteristics that would make a woman not a good candidate for a long-term relationship. And I think half the game is figuring out which girls don't qualify for marriage versus which ones that do. And clearly you learned a skill set on how to become attractive and get women, and then you're able to identify the things that you like versus the things that you don't like, and that only comes a lot of times with experience. Now, look, if a guy can go ahead and, find a woman as a virgin and be attractive and be able to understand how to navigate that, that's great in modern times. But the reality is a lot of guys don't. And I mean, even in your success story, you had to go through a lot of bad women to be able to identify your current wife as the one. So failures are good. They're good.
Yeah, failures, excuse me, failures in the sense of socioeconomic or maybe even relationship failures could be good. But there's a difference with what I'm saying. I'm saying that we are warned against our soul. Jesus Christ commands us to marry one woman. That's it.
Sure.
And what you were causing me to do was sin against myself. And that's the point I'm trying to get to. It's immoral.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take personal responsibility, bro, because here's the reality.
No, I do, 100%.
Yeah, so
very publicly, I have in front of over
why,
40,000 people. I've done that.
Yeah, great. But the point I'm trying to make is I teach guys a skill set, right? If I give you a gun and you shoot yourself in the foot, is that my fault? If I taught you how to properly use it, how to disarm it, disassemble it, how to load the magazine in properly, all that. If I give you the skill set, then you shoot yourself in the foot, right? Is that really my fault? No, I just arm you with the skill set. Then you choose what you want to do with it. Now, obviously, you wanted to go on toward a sex escapade, which is, I guess, fine. But
this looked like what's his name? Why he reminded me of Nautica, right?
The reality is, I armed you with the tools to become.
All right, nigga said, and that's what I'm saying. Like, nigga wanted an excuse to. I was warring against the flesh, nigga. You was fucking bitches. You figured out how to fuck bitches, and you was just fucking bitches. Nigga, you chose to do that part. Nigga didn't say learn how to do this and then just go fuck bitches. He said, find your wife. It's better to find your wife. You wanted to go fuck bitches. The point of this was to figure out the point of fucking bitches is to figure out who your wife is, not to just fuck bitches. You want to just go fuck bitches, this nigga.
I'm an attractive guy and you utilize that. You can't come back and get mad and
you
say,
didn't arm me with that. I became attractive when I followed Jesus. That was it.
Oh, okay. Now it's changing the story.
No, I'm not changing any story. It's one thing to be attractive in the sense of gaining sexual partners, but it's a completely different thing to be attractive to someone that wants to marry you and spend their life with you and have kids with you. Those are two completely different sexual attractions. If I walk in here looking like Thor, I'm 6'2" and shredded, obviously I'm going to be attractive to women, but it doesn't mean that that's a relationship that produces value for me and my family.
And again, everyone is different, right? For you, it took some time, and you found God, and you shifted. But the reality is, I gave you the skill set, and then you choose what you want to do. That's up to you, and you made that decision, not me. I just taught you what to do,
exactly.
how to do it.
It's on me 100%. I'm not placing blame on you. But what I'm telling you, from someone that listens
here's the other
to you,
thing, too, that you got to understand.
What happens when you speak to people and tell them to do these things.
Here's the other thing, too. Like, now you're operating with 20/20 hindsight. You went through it. You experienced
Correct.
it. You
That's
know.
true.
A lot of guys need to get their hand burned sometimes to figure out how things work. Because, let's be honest, men are very stubborn.
Why do they need to do that? If they find a God-fearing woman, they wouldn't do half the stuff you're talking about.
Well, here's the thing. Finding a God-fearing woman in today's day and age is a lot harder said than done, right? So
I did it.
Yeah, it's a lot harder.
Oh my God, I can't stand niggas like him. I did it. So what? I wonder how long these motherfuckers been together. Like, he sounds like such a simp. I couldn't imagine being at home with him. Baby, I just always up her ass. Baby, I just oh my God, like I just couldn't imagine this nigga crying up here.
Family, so it's not that hard.
Yeah, that's anecdotal from your perspective, but again, you learned the skill set. You were able to find a wife, and I'm happy about that. But you got to take a little bit of accountability here and understand that you basically got a loaded gun and shot yourself in the foot. And you're trying
Correct.
to blame me for it.
No, I'm not blaming you. Like I said, I take accountability.
Yeah.
There's a big difference there.
Okay.
But look, nothing against you. Like I said, I've hung out with Fresh 8 or 9 times recently. I love him, and I think your heart is in the right place. But I just wanted to give you from someone that actually listened to what you were saying to do, read your book, and it didn't work. That's all I was trying to do for you.
It did, because you fucking married.
Actually, it did. You didn't notice it yet.
Okay.
You're not going to be able to identify your wife and have been able to find her and figure out what characteristics you like and don't like, right, unless you went through that.
My wisdom came from the Bible, not you. But I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
What does the Bible tell you to do? Get a God-fearing woman? Like, what is what I'm saying? Like, what specifically did the Bible tell you to do? Go to the church and look for a girl and talk to, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is why it's like cope. It's like he's trying so hard to one up nigga. Like, no, bro. You literally fucked hella bitches and then said, bro, your shit didn't work. Cause after I found my wife, cause of God. Nigga, no, you literally just did the process and now you found your wife cause you've been through the process, nigga. Oh man. It's always funny cause niggas will be like this. Niggas will be like this. Bro, you don't have to fuck a whole bunch of bitches to find your wife. I'd be like, bro, did you fuck a whole bunch of bitches before you found your wife? Yeah. Yes. That's just a process niggas have to go through to be able to pick out women. Unfortunately, nowadays. That's just how it is.
Well, it looks like they're trying to shut us down, guys. Oh, man. Keep going. Okay. All right, who's up next?
How'd you pull 50 women?
1:30. I mean, y'all tell me you guys booked it. Oh, man, they're trying to shut us down, man. Shut it down. Yeah, we got an awesome crowd here, man. Yeah.
I'm trying. Not the voice trying to shut it down.
I mean, I'm just gonna shut it. Right? It's so rare nowadays. I like to hear the truth, man. Oh, we got a pretty good. I guess the show goes.
You were talking before you wanted that.
The perfect show goes on. Let's go.
All right, so I'm just wondering, like, you were talking about that you had sex with 50 women before you got married. Like,
No, I'm not married.
Oh, okay. Before you want to get married, like, how do you plan on doing that? Do you like get blackout drunk at the bars and go for the twos, or like what's your strat there?
To get laid?
Yeah.
Oh, to reach the 50?
Yeah, you just get like blackout drunk and go for
No, I don't
anything?
drink.
Okay.
I don't drink.
Well then, like.
I don't drink. Don't smoke weed.
Then,
And
like,
I
how are you
think
getting
all
there?
guys should like totally drop
Cocaine.
using drugs, or I don't think guys should be smoking weed or drinking alcohol at all. I think it's very poisonous. So.
No, yeah, that's fair. It's just like, I don't think you're getting that number, to be honest.
For me? Or
Yeah.
me personally?
Yeah, you aren't.
Sure. I don't have
Yeah.
that number. Sure.
All right, have a good day.
All right.
This is how you know you at the college. Dude, I don't think you have that number. Sure, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I hate talking to niggas, because niggas don't never have no extra. Like, that's why I loved Destiny. Destiny always has some good comebacks. Niggas don't be having no good comebacks. Like, no good talking points, no good debate, like, no good conversation at all. Niggas don't have none of that shit. That's why I fucked with Destiny. I don't think you reached 50. Fucking idiot, bro. Like, you're stupid. Jessica's not fucking you, Jack. She's not. Because you went up and told Myron you're not getting 50. She's not going to fuck you tonight. I pinky promise. My pinky promises are real.
Not as serious this question as some people have, but
Okay.
do you play basketball at all?
I did back in the day.
All right, so back in the day, like we put you in a WNBA game. How many points you dropping?
Playing against WNBA
Women?
players?
I'm dropping
Yes,
1,000.
You said earlier, like an hour ago, that women you could do better than anything, and someone
No.
said WNBA.
Yeah, I said the WNBA is not profitable and the NBA subsidizes it, and women's sports, no one really cares.
Wait, but you still said you could do something better than them. But
No,
so like,
I said that I said that this is why young men, like a high school team, can be professionals. Like high school boys have been professional athletes that are women.
Agreed. Yeah, it's been proven.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
And you know, it's interesting because a lot of these people that are saying this stuff, have you been to a WNBA game before? Exactly.
I never will.
Like, and that's what be so fucking killing me. Like, bitches will be like, pay us. Nigga, you go pay them. You don't even go to that bullshit. You want us to pay for the shit, and you don't even go to. You can't even name a WNBA player besides Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese. You can't name nobody else. But you want us to pay you, motherfuckers. Don't nobody go to your goddamn games. I'm sorry. It's not us. It's you, motherfuckers. If women actually gave a fuck about the WNBA, bitches would be at the game. It'd be nothing but bitches in the seat everywhere. They don't give a fuck about you niggas.
Oh, probably.
Exactly. And a lot of the people that are saying, "Oh yeah, women's sports, they would never attend the WNBA."
I agree, yeah.
It's just virtue signaling, right? Like, I actually am being honest here and saying that female sports are pretty pointless and no one watches it because it's not interesting.
Well, that's only because of Caitlin Clark, but that's only because of one person.
Bro's talking about one game when the league is always negative and needs to get subsidized. Like, okay, cool. So, yeah. See, I'm just saying what everyone thinks. I mean, I don't think any of you guys here on the left go to WNBA games. None of you do. But again, I'm just being honest about it. Female sports suck.
So do you like answer? I just want to hear, like, can you drop 20 points in a WNBA game?
I don't know, man. I haven't played in years, dude. So I don't know. I'm getting old. So.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Nigga, I drop 100. Fuck
How are
that
you
shit.
doing?
Cooking them bitches.
I'm great. So I understand that this is all just rage bait and this is how you make money. And that's kind of embarrassing, honestly.
Yeah.
But I just have to ask, what do you think of your mom?
What do I think of my mom?
Your mom.
It's actually my mom that instilled a lot of these ideas in me. She's the one that warned me.
Really?
Yeah.
So she's anti-woman too?
No, she's
Anti-horror. Ah!
Anti-whore?
Yeah.
Oh God! Like, I'm trying to tell y'all, I taught this nigga this shit. She's not anti-woman. She's anti-horror. Fucking trying to tell you, like, niggas be like, oh y'all, you just listen to these. No, I text this nigga before every show. This is what you say, bro. Say this right here. These hoes right here. These hoes like this. Yep. These bitches like this. Yep. And I send it to this nigga phone every day. I was behind the fucking curtains. Yeah, she's anti-whore. Literally.
Yeah.
The fuck?
No, I'm the whore maker.
It sounds kind of like
Trying to
men
tell
can
y'all
be
niggas.
whores, ladies.
Men can't be whores.
I am the
Men can't
creator.
be whores.
Can I
Only
have-
women can be whores.
Can you give me a definition that backs that up?
I'm sorry?
A definition of some kind that backs that up?
Backs what up? That men are not whores?
That men cannot be whores because anyone can be a whore. Anybody can sleep around, and men do it way more than women do.
Yeah, well, actually.
To be a whore though means it's easy for you to get sex and you don't have to work for it. That's what whore is. Easy for you to get sex and you don't have to work or earn any type of, you don't have to do anything for it. Who can do that? Which gender can do that? Which gender fits into that concept? Easy to get sex and you don't have to put any work towards it. What gender can do that? Women. All right? Men can't get sex easy and they have to work for it. So you see what I'm saying? If it's easy to get and you don't have to work for it, you become a whore. If you have to work for it and it's not easy to get, you're that nigga. It's a difference. It's just, that's one of the double standards that we have, that we actually get. That's the only one. That's literally like the only one we get. Everything else, y'all get everything else. Literally. Open your door, buy your food. You get in at the club. If it's a group of y'all that look good, you get in for free. You getting drinks at the club for free. You get all that shit for free. All we get is we can fuck bitches. That's about it. That's really it.
So here's the thing. Whore, if I can. Okay. Can you guys all hear me still? Okay. Whore is a pejorative term. So typically, well, let me ask you a question. What's your body count?
My body count?
Yeah.
I'd rather not share that on the internet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now,
Boom.
here's the thing. I know
Caught.
you're going to say that. But hold on. There's a reason why you don't want to disclose that.
Yes, because I have free will and I can say what I want. Thank you.
No, sure. But let's actually peel the layer back, right?
Okay.
The reason why you don't want to disclose it, as well as women in general don't want to disclose that, because women understand that their sexuality defines their value in the dating marketplace. So even though women sit there, look at this, she's literally losing her mind. Even though
I've talked to men before that.
Let me just finish my point, right? So women instinctually know that their body count directly affects, and their past promiscuity directly affects their ability to find a suitor in the future, right? So when people use a term like whore, which is a pejorative term, that's attributed to women because you guys care about your body count because that limits your ability to find a man. But for us, the more partners we have, typically the more value we have. Because as a man, for you to be able to get a lot of sex, you have to bring something to the table, right? Men.
Just said that.
Men that have sex with a lot of women typically have some kind of money, some status, they're charming, they have something.
Can I speak?
Well, I'm finishing my point to answer your question. So men have to bring something to the table to be promiscuous. Women don't. So that's why it's not respected.
I think every woman here would agree that we don't want men bringing their sexual experience and sluttiness to the table. We want men bringing their kindness, their godliness, their honesty, their communication skills.
All that shit go out the window when you can't pay the bills. I don't give a fuck how much God you got in you, brother. If you read your Bible every fucking day. When them lights cut off and ain't no food in the fridge and she looking at you like, nigga, what the fuck are you doing? All that shit go right out the window, nigga. Dumbass nigga, you thought that Bible was gonna save you, nigga? Stupid. No. Okay? So you motherfucker, you thought that communicating was gonna, you motherfuckers keep thinking that shit. Oh, I like a nigga with personality. Nigga, you better have some money with that personality. You better have some type of bread with that personality, like some type of status with that personality, because that shit get old quick. Especially if you can't take care of motherfuckers. That shit get old quick.
Their education. And by the way, did you know that over half of this campus is women?
Yeah, I know. Women dominate college attendance, which is one of the problems. But regardless, so, and this is why college is a scam in most cases. But yeah, the reality is the things you just mentioned, this is what I mean, right? So I'm going to translate that womanese for you guys. So she said, we want guys that are knowledgeable and nice or whatever. This is, again, this is women speaking from a perspective that the guy's already attractive. But the reality is nice guys don't, there's a reason why nice guys finish last as a phrase. Women say these things, but you're not actually aroused by it. You want the bad boy. You want the guys that are attractive, the guys that can tell you to shut up, make a sandwich, right?
I think you're stuck in 1950 and you need to wake up and realize you're in 2025.
No, that's precisely my point is we're 2025 and women have changed.
For the better.
For the worse, actually, but that's fine.
Okay.
But
did you know that a woman invented Wi-Fi? You couldn't even upload your rage bait videos without her.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Fantastic.
Yep.
If we had to rely on your guys' ingenuity, okay, we'd be rubbing sticks on Wi-Fi. Fantastic. If we had to rely on female ingenuity, we'd still be rubbing sticks together for fires with some Wi-Fi.
I think you should take up comedy. You're really funny. You're really, really funny.
I do it part-time.
Part-time?
Part-time.
Seems like it's full-time.
Okay. I will definitely pursue it.
Okay.
Stand-up show coming soon. But yeah, men can't be whores because it is difficult for a man to be a whore, and whore is a pejorative term that is only attributed to women because it's easy for you guys to get sex, not easy for us. Men have to bring something to the table to get sexual access. Women don't.
She's stumped. She's like,
and women aren't easy.
She's like, fuck. What do I say? Right, exactly. So when you let yourself look, she says, "Ooh, I'm about to cook her." She says, "Women are picky. Women aren't easy." Right. So when a bitch is, guess what?
Don't go for anything with a hole. Thank you.
Proves my point. Proves my point. All right, who's up next?
You don't want to talk to me anymore? You don't like talking to me?
I just want to give everybody a chance, right? So.
Okay.
I know you love talking to me, but we got to move to the next person.
I do. Have a great day. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, her coochie is dripping right now. She's like, oh my God, this nigga don't play.
And I encourage any of the hecklers here on the left. You guys can go ahead and get in line as well and have a discussion. Because just screaming isn't really going to do anything. Get in a line and back up your worldview. Go ahead. But
Hi,
you're
Myron.
here. So this guy said, we don't want to hear you talk, but he's here. That doesn't make sense. Go ahead.
Do you mind if I ask you a little bit of a deviation from the topic?
All right. If it's not too far off, but go ahead.
I think there's some way that these ideas can be linked. So you famously said that Hitler did things that were morally incorrect. He definitely did a bunch of things that were correct for his country. Can you just like explain what things Hitler did for Nazi Germany that were quote unquote good?
Sure. Now that's way off the topic.
Well, I mean, you
but
can
what
talk
we
about
do
women
is-
in the Nazi movement if you want to.
Well, here's the thing. We're here to talk about why women deserve less, but we could. How about this? Let me answer a couple of these questions that are on topic, and then I could definitely do that one.
Why don't you
Because
address
that
it
will
now?
take the conversation somewhere else.
Okay, then I can ask a question that's on topic.
Sure.
Do you
And then
bel-
I'd be happy to engage with you on that because we have limited time. That's why.
Sure, okay.
If we're able to stay here till 5 like they originally told us, I'd be totally down to answer that.
So, do you believe in free market capitalism?
The thing is I'm an American nationalist, and once it starts to impede Americans' ability to get jobs, and we're bringing in H-1B visas or foreigners for work that an American can do, I'm opposed to that. I think we need to focus on America first, America only, and that's what we should be doing. Not necessarily turning the country into like just we want to focus on the economy. I think we have a national pride that we need to adhere to.
Okay, I don't understand why you entertained that question, but not the one that came before on what
Well, I'm
Nazi
assuming
Germany
that's
that
a
was
lead up
positive.
to something with feminism. I'm assuming.
I mean, it's possible, but you kind of preempted what I was going to say, so I'm going to give the mic to someone else.
Okay.
But
Well,
I
stick
would-
around. I'd be happy to discuss that part.
I mean, I got things to do. Could you just like address it right now?
Well, here's the thing. We got a lot of people here, and it's a very. I'd have to go into detail and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Okay. I mean,
sure. I mean,
that doesn't satisfy me. I really don't want to wait around here for you to
That's
address
fine.
me
You don't have to. You don't have to
specifically.
wait. That's totally cool.
Like, it would be nice if you could address the assembled people here as to why you think Nazi Germany is good, but I will relent the microphone.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead.
I
Well, I'm trying to
can't
stay on
reach
topic here because we don't have much time. We got about what 20 minutes, unless they try to kick us out again.
Okay, so I have a question.
Go ahead.
If you hate women so much, why don't you just date
I
men?
never said I hate women.
You said women deserve less. Isn't that hating them? Why don't you just date men?
Well, number one, I don't hate women. Number two, and I like how you immediately came to that conclusion. I think if anything, we need to give women less because we care about them, and the reason for that is because women want a guy that is attractive, and attraction a lot of times comes from you being dominant and assertive and not necessarily listening to everything that she wants, and you're being a boss. That's what women want. So I think you're actually doing her a service by making her work for your validation, your attention as a man.
That's just your preference. I don't know how many women you've met like that, but like not all women are the same.
Well, the reality is most women don't want to be in a relationship with a guy who isn't competent, leadership traits, attractive, tall, good shape, etc. Women want a guy.
That's
that
what
has
you
his stuff
want in a
together.
man.
I'm sorry?
Why do you keep describing what women want in a man? Like you're just
Because it's a fact.
it's not a
biological
fact. You're describing what you want in men.
Okay, good one. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of been shown throughout time that, women have a pretty narrow attraction trigger base of what they like in men.
And you have a narrow attraction trigger base too. You just want women with 0 body counts and all that.
Okay. That's not what I said. I think you're misrepresenting my position. But yeah.
Yeah.
This is yapping.
Okay,
This
so
is
you
triggered.
like men.
Okay, good one.
This bitch
You guys
triggered.
gonna make ad hominems, man. Like, at least, practice it before.
I haven't been here the whole time, so I apologize
Sure.
if this question's been asked before.
Sure.
When you say women deserve less, is that from you or the majority of men, from the world?
I think men need to stop simping on women. I think it's a problem. So when I say women deserve less, what I mean by that is guys need to kind of go into a relationship and make women earn their validation and resources and everything else that comes with being in a relationship.
So I'm confused how women needing to show their worth equals them deserving less.
Women needing to show their worth equals them deserving less. Yes, from the man. That's the only way they'll show their worth is if you show them less.
Well, the thing is that a lot of women are very entitled, and they think, oh, I'm just here. You know, I want you to do X, Y, Z. And I need guys to basically understand their value and make women earn that validation, because the problem is, thanks to social media and dating apps and everything else, women have an abundance of options. And if you're just another sucker that's going to be a nice guy and spend your time, resource, energy on her, you're not going to differentiate yourself. So guys need to kind of go into relationships with a little bit more self-respect and give them less, especially up front.
Okay, so the statement "women deserves less" is to encourage men to make women believe they also deserve less.
No, it's to tell men to stop giving your whole fucking left nut in the beginning. Make her earn it. Did you not listen? Jesus Christ, she gotta earn the validation. She just don't get it.
Well, I think it's pretty much instilling. It's instilling a relationship dynamic where the woman needs to work to get his validation. She's just not going to get it off for just existing and having a vagina.
Right.
So they still deserve good things, but only if they are good themselves.
They got to earn it. Yep.
Right. And that's what I be trying to tell my niggas, like, bro, if your girl do everything she's supposed to do and she listens to you, you better get that motherfucker the world. Like, if she follows your order and rule and she listens and she does for you like she's supposed to, nigga, you supposed to do everything in your power to do whatever you can to get it, whatever she fucking need, nigga. But she has to earn that. You don't just do that. You don't just see a girl do that. You see a girl, she earns it, and then you do that. Okay? That's the difference. That's what we have to tell guys, because guys just see a girl and do that. You got to see a girl, earn it, and then do that. Shit.
That's what it comes down to. I'm all for men treating women nice and, you know, obviously paying for dates, taking them out, committing to them. I'm all for that, but I think that most women simply don't qualify for that because a lot of women have bad habits. A lot of them are rude, obnoxious, masculine. These are things that guys should be looking out for to avoid.
So what qualities?
Like these women over here, for example.
So what qualities?
Like that's not ladylike behavior to like just yell and heckle on the left-hand side.
So what qualities in a woman would make her deserve what you would consider?
Well, I think that's
good
dependent
man?
upon the man. I think, you know, depending on where the guy is and what he's looking for, I think a woman's job is kind of to adhere to his program and get on what he needs done. Because every guy is different, right? On what preferences they have, maybe with the way that she looks versus what she provides to him. But I think that's based on the guy, and it's the woman's job to figure that out.
But do you believe that you should choose your partner as they come, not to change them?
I'm sorry?
Do you believe that you should
Most women aren't taught to be wives, so sometimes you might have to teach a motherfucker how to do certain things. Okay, and most women don't have very good. So it's like kind of like you kind of like have to save them from themselves. Most women don't come with good traits as wife traits. Might be good. Oh shit, might be good people, but they don't come with good wife traits. So sometimes you have to change change her to the wife to get the wife traits out of her, to make her the wife trait. But she has to allow that change, if that makes sense. It's not like you're pulling teeth, if that makes sense.
choose your partner as they come, not to change them?
No, actually, I think you do need to change them to a degree. I think a part of, and the reason why is because, so we live in this gynocentric.
Also, your wife should be acclimating to you. So she's gonna have to change to what you do, if that makes sense. So if you wake up in the morning and do certain shit, she's gonna have to acclimate to you waking up in the morning and doing certain shit, because she's gonna have to do shit for you in the morning.
Society that's wired women to think a certain way that doesn't adhere to a good relationship dynamic, right? They're taught, pursue a career, have sex with as many men as you want, be sexually liberated, behave like a man, be masculine, be obnoxious, challenge him. These are things that men are not attracted to, but most men are not honest with what they actually are attracted to, because they get a lot of hate, as you guys can see right now, right? I'm saying these things that a lot of men think, but, this is quite a bit of heckling here. So there's a reason why men don't speak up about this, because if they speak up about it, they're going to be labeled a misogynist, a sexist, an asshole. And a lot of guys think the way that I do, but they never actually express it out verbally. So,
I feel like a better strategy for supporting men to have better standards would be to ask, I don't know, not say women deserve less, but give them qualities to look out for.
But you're going to inevitably have to give them less to find those qualities, is my point.
I thought you said,
in the vetting phase, when you're first seeing her, you're gonna have to give her less to be able to,
Say the woman shows
her.
up with all these qualities. Say she shows up with feminism and quietness and a pursuit of societally feminine qualities. Like, if she already comes with all these great qualities, does that mean
So you mean
she
she's not a
wouldn't deserve
feminist?
less?
So you mean she's not a feminist?
She can be a feminist, but also just adhere to more societally feminine roles.
Well, the problem with that is that if she's a feminist, that inherently means that she thinks she's equal to the man, and that's problematic.
I would say that's not quite the definite. Well, honestly, feminism.
Well, let me
is
ask you this:
pretty equal. To
would it be
men.
fair to say that women want a man that's taller than them?
Societally, like masculine.
Yeah.
Standards.
Like
I would
taller-
say if they're societally feminine.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So
would it be fair to say that women want a guy that makes more money than they do? In
if
general.
they're societally traditional.
In general, yeah. Would it be fair to say that a woman wants a guy that's stronger than her, that could protect her?
If she's also traditional in beliefs.
Okay. So the reality is that women are looking for a superior. They're not looking for an inferior. And even the women that are the staunchest of feminists still want a man that's going to make more money than them, still be more competent than them. As a matter of fact, the more of a feminist she is and the more money she makes and the more status she has, the higher her demands actually go. So, women will sit there and say, oh, I want an equal partner. But when you look at her partner, a lot of times he's actually superior to her.
So you're saying in order for a woman to deserve something, she must just have these traditional qualities, and the man must also
Look at
have
these
these
simp ass
traditional
niggas
qualities?
back here
Here's the
trying to
thing,
talk.
Every man is different and looks for certain things. I think the thing is that he's got to kind of come in and understand this is how a lot of modern women are. If she has certain bad habits, you're going to have to deprogram that out and just go from there. Or some girls might not even be worth it. She has to obviously have potential, but if she doesn't have potential, then don't waste your time.
So a man, even if he's not these traditional masculine qualities, should still pursue a woman with all these traditional feminine qualities in order to fulfill his ego?
No, I think men need to rise to the occasion. If you want a submissive, traditional female, you need to be the dominant, assertive male, and you adhere to your duties. I'm very big on the men. You can't demand a feminine woman while being a feminine man. It doesn't make sense.
Can't
Should
man one while
men
being
deserve
a woman
less
too.
in order to encourage women to find men with less qualities in order to find a partner they're
No, you need to say men deserve more, so you can find women to treat men better, to appreciate the men that they get and come into their life, so they can stop leaving them niggas. That's what book you need to fucking write.
Well, no, it's the reason why the women deserve less is because we have a simp problem. We have guys that are over here giving women a lot of attention and resources simply for the fact that they have a vagina. That's the problem. It's on the male side. With women, you guys kind of already have your pick of the litter, so I have to teach men this stuff, not necessarily women.
I see. So women are good at having good standards and men are not, and that's why we say women deserves less?
Well, typically men take whatever they can get. Women wait out for the best option that they can get. Men take, women want the best they can get. Men can take whatever they can get. So I'm trying to get guys to understand their value and only wife out women that are worthy, because a lot aren't.
So in order for a man to find a woman that's worthy, we have to convince all the women that they're not worthy.
No. The girl that he's dating, she needs to prove herself.
Right.
Yes, so
He's gotta put
inherently
her through her
believe that
paces.
she is not worthy on her own and must prove herself. Right?
Yes. Just like the man must prove himself to become attractive in the first place.
I mean, I think both sides of the relationship need to prove themselves.
But here's the difference. We don't tell that enough to women. That's the issue.
I think it's because
We
lot
tell
of
women that they're perfect just the way that they are, and that's a lie. We tell men all the time, you need to rise to the occasion. We got standards on men, but we don't put standards on women. No matter how rude, crass, obnoxious they are, how fat they are, we don't give them any standards.
And I feel like that's mainly because women in society.
We don't tell men love your curves. We tell women that. We don't tell women to do the right thing. We tell do what's right for you. We tell men do the right thing. Women do what's right for you. So we don't really have societal boundaries on females. And if a man does express societal boundaries,
who's guiding the societal statements? It's men. It's men not supporting men.
well, that's why I'm here. Tell them the truth.
So let's exclude women and focus on men supporting men.
That's what I'm doing. But for them to understand this stuff, I have to talk about, obviously, this obstacle that's in the way that messes a lot of them up. Because they might go ahead and make money, become successful, but they can't figure out women.
Well, I think a lot of times they can find success without women, and it might even be a faster route.
Success in what regard, though? If they want to have a family, they're going to need a female.
I feel like they should find success before finding the female.
I agree with you on that.
And then they'll find a female that's also successful.
Well, I mean, every guy's different, but men typically don't care about a woman's success.
Okay, but successful for you would mean a traditional feminine trait.
Yeah.
So if he
But it
has
seemed to me
this-
like you meant it in the way where like academic achievement or monetary because you come.
No,
okay.
well, yeah, I'm sorry. I just meant considering
typically don't
your
care about a
version of a
woman's-
woman's success is that.
In general, typically most guys don't care about a woman's ability to create resources.
I mean,
Men don't care about
traditionally in society.
I mean, in general, like guys don't care about how much money a woman makes or her career.
I would argue
Unless he
that's
don't
more of
make
a
money.
society evolutionary thing.
Unless the nigga is broke, then he's gonna care how much money you make. But if he's not broke, he's not gonna care.
Then
So you know who to choose.
Next. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep going. Yeah, we'll see until they kick us out, I guess.
Oh.
What's up?
Hi, I'm Kenny.
Hi.
I use all pronouns, of course.
Sure.
Yeah.
You said. I'm sorry. You said you use what pronoun?
I use all pronouns.
Oh, you use all of them?
Yes.
Okay, you're a she, right?
You could say that, yes.
Okay. Just so I know what I'm dealing with here, how many genders are there?
Multiple.
Okay, interesting. All right, what's your question?
But of course, you want to know that there's only two genders, correct?
Yes, there are.
Male and female, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So you would consider yourself a high-value man, correct?
Nope, never said that.
No.
I don't think you can attribute that title to yourself. I think that's something that other people recognize.
Other people recognize. So
Yeah.
you yourself, that you recognize that you are high value?
I mean, if people see me that way, you know, I don't think you can really call yourself like that's like calling yourself alpha. I think that's very cheesy and tacky. I think you know, your reputation precedes you. That's what I think it should be, or how it is.
Okay. And you yourself, you say you have a wife, correct?
No, I don't have a wife.
You don't have a wife. Okay. But you do find yourself accompanied with other women, correct?
In what way?
I mean, you could. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like on the show, because like, yeah, we bring girls on our show and everything.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So like me dealing with other women?
Yes.
Yeah. What about it?
Okay. Do
are we
those
getting
other
at?
women, you know, value themselves? What kind of career do those women have when they come to you?
I mean, I don't really care about it,
Why not?
because generally speaking, men don't care about a woman's career. We just don't.
But
We don't care because it doesn't benefit us because we know we want. Okay, we don't care because it doesn't benefit us because we know you want us to pay the bills. So why the fuck would I give a fuck how much money you bring when I am the one who has to pay the bills anyway? I don't give a fuck how much money you make because you want me to pay the bills. So why the fuck would we care?
But you said you should bring more to the table. So why not a career? Why not a high-paying value
All right. Well,
job?
okay, let's go through this. So let's say I told you, me and you were on a date, right? And I
Oh,
told you,
no.
hypothetically, again, you could, the purposes, bear with me here. I know you hate me and everything, but yeah.
Oh, I don't hate you.
So,
I'm just trying to see.
So let's assume, right? We're on a date and I tell you, hey, look, I have like this awesome Jordan collection. I got these designer wallets. I got like this walk-in closet. It's awesome. What's
Okay.
your thoughts with that?
You buy a lot of expensive things. Yes.
Okay, so what else comes to mind when I'm talking about my obsession for fashion?
You like fashion. You like to dress up, essentially.
Okay, but what's your opinion on that?
What else is my opinion? I'm
So,
say
would it be
that,
fair to
what,
say-
you're a rich man because you can afford Jordan's designer clothes?
Okay,
and
but
everything about
okay, let me ask you this. Would it be fair to say that you'd be indifferent to me saying that?
Yes, because
Okay, hold on.
what's the point?
Pause that. Thank you. That's exactly how we feel about women's careers.
What? What do you mean? What are
No,
you
hold
talking
on,
about?
no. I really want you to take that in.
Huh?
That same level of indifference, right, that you have
Uh-huh.
for me having an awesome wardrobe or sneakers or whatever, you're indifferent to it. That's exactly how men feel about women's careers, and I'll explain what I mean by this. Because my wardrobe doesn't benefit you,
Mhm.
right? It doesn't benefit you.
No.
Same thing. A woman's career doesn't benefit us. It doesn't
What?
benefit us because we're still going to be expected to be a protector and a provider. So this is why in general men don't care about women's careers. It doesn't benefit us. Just like my shoe collection doesn't benefit you.
But you can't attribute a piece of wardrobe to a career.
I'm just giving you a functional equivalent. Like that's how, like the way you view the whole closet thing. That's how we view women in relationship, women in education and a career. We don't care.
Okay, so you're saying I should value myself less to achieve a man who will protect me, provide everything I need. Basically, rich, tall, strong, masculine. Is that what you're saying?
No, I don't think you should value yourself less.
But you said women deserve less, so
yeah,
therefore,
yeah.
me, I
From
deserve
men.
less.
Yeah, I don't think men should be simping on women. They got to earn that.
But you clearly haven't earned it yourself, because no one respects you right here.
I'm sorry?
But you clearly don't deserve it either.
I don't.
You're saying men should not be simps for women,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Okay. Men shouldn't be simps for women because they're, let's say, they have too many cons instead of pros. So women should be leaning to more the submissive, the more traditional housewife, not a feminist either.
You're kind of
All
juggling
over
a
the
bunch
place,
of things
yeah.
together. I don't quite understand
Fuck
what you're
is this
trying
bitch
to
talking about?
ask or.
Okay, so you want. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll explain this in crayon eating terms.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Why should not men
Huh?
not be simps? Especially
Why
if you're looking
should
for a
not
long-term relationship,
men
let's say a
not
wife.
be
You want
simps?
to have kids, you want to settle down.
I think you mean why should men not be simps?
Right.
Yeah, why shouldn't they?
Well, the problem is that when you're a simp, women don't respect you. Women don't respect simps.
Okay.
They just don't.
Okay.
So
This is
Yo,
just
this
reality.
bitch is
if it's
TikTok
the other way
out.
around, women should not be simps for men.
Well, no, actually, women should simp for their man.
But why?
Why?
Because women deserve
Because-
less?
Okay.
Because, oh god, it's like I'm telling you, it's like having it's like I have these conversations every fucking day. It's like hearing the same shit every day. You simp for your man because there aren't that many niggas out there that's gonna act like that nigga. I promise, there aren't that many niggas out there that's gonna want to take care of your ass and provide and protect for the rest of your life for your ass. Okay? But guess what? There's a billion bitches that look just like you. When I mean just like you, I go right down the street. Don't even have to worry. If I liked you that much, I get another one just like you. There's a million of y'all. There's only one nigga that's gonna take care of you. That's why you sent for your nigga.
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because men typically know how to deal with attention and validation from women better than women do, and I'll tell you what I mean by this. So a young man will go through his life a lot of the times, maybe not get a kiss from a girl, maybe not get a gift from a woman, maybe not have a date, whatever it may be. It's really hard for a lot of guys. So when guys get attention or affection from women, we typically tend to remember that, right? Men might go through their entire life without getting a gift, versus a woman, she's going to be courted, she's going to get simps on her all the time. Women don't really know how to appreciate male attention because you guys get so much of it, right? But us, on the other hand, men, especially when they've worked and made themselves attractive, we know how to appreciate women treating us well. But women typically don't know how to appreciate men treating them well. This is why guys get stuck in the friend zone, right? So it's completely different. Because since we don't get the abundance of attention that you guys do, we're able to better appreciate that attention when we do get it. Does that make sense?
So why don't you put yourself out there more? Be more attractive to women, of course.
This is what I tell guys to do. But that takes time.
But it takes time?
Takes a lot of time.
To make yourself attractive?
For men, yes. The things that make a man attractive take time to accumulate.
Okay. In your own words, what makes a man attractive?
A bunch of things. Competency, network, income, title, the ability to be a leader, experience. This is basically the things that men need to have in place to be attractive to a large demographic of females.
Okay. What should a man's title be?
I'm sorry?
You said title. What does title mean? And of course, in your standards.
Oh, I mean as in like what he identifies as his like career.
As his career?
Yes.
So you're saying...
What he does for a profession.
Okay.
Men are typically defined by their careers.
All right.
And what they do.
All right. So what are women defined as? Instead of, boobs, breast, and all.
Having a family.
Having a family?
Yes.
And that's
raising the next generation of children and people.
Okay, so you're saying...
I think that's the best thing a woman can do, not her career.
Okay. So men should not be sent for women.
Yep.
Not even including their wives?
Well, even with your wife, you don't want to be a simp. Obviously, you don't want to be a pushover. I'm saying treat her well, obviously.
Right, you don't want to be a little bitch
You know,
ass
you don't want to
nigga.
be a simp either. Because remember, like, let me define simp for you. Being a simp is basically showing an unreciprocated amount of attention and validation to a female that's not doing the same.
So what if she is doing the same?
But so we have a few more minutes. Let's go to the next person.
You know what? Sure. Of course. It's been a pleasure talking
Sure.
with you, Kenny.
No problem.
He, she, they pronouns.
Sure.
How you doing?
Hey.
My name's JJ. What you said your name was Myron?
Yeah.
All right, nice to meet you. So, what's it called? I just wanted to I got here a little bit late.
You can always tell the type of niggas is simps with the way their eyes be looking. Niggas simp eyes be looking like don't embarrass me, bro. Please, I'm just trying to get some coochie. Like, you can tell by their eyes. Like, you always tell niggas a simp ass nigga by their eyes.
Like women deserve less. Like, what's your give me a rundown of what it means. Like, you're talking about pay. Are you talking about how they work? Like, I heard you say a couple things.
Well, I mean, it's simple. You got to find a woman that's reciprocating with you. The problem is that a lot of guys put an enormous amount of skin in the game with women, and what ends up happening is the woman doesn't respect them, and she doesn't value that relationship. So what I tell guys is they need to be in a position first where they're attractive in the prize, and then from there, obviously make women work for the validation versus just simping on her.
All right, and then most of the time, you've answered these questions. You've said men like this, men do this, but what men are with you? What other men have you met that want the same things as you? You're saying men think that women's careers don't matter. What men are you talking to that think like this?
Well, what I've realized is typically the more money and status a man has, the less he cares about these things. Now, are there some guys out there that want an egalitarian relationship? Sure. But I would argue that it just simply doesn't work, and we have the data to show that divorce rates are high. We have the lowest marriage rates ever, and it's come because of this whole equality thing. Because on paper, women say they want equality, but it doesn't really work in practice.
Right.
So, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the guys that I know in my network, they want a woman that's gonna do what she's supposed to do, which is be a homemaker, take care of their children, be submissive and follow their lead.
So when you get a wife, whenever that is, what would you want her to do, as a career or whatever? You just want her to stay at home while you go and talk to people?
Well, being an aide, she can assist me with certain things, make things happen. So for me, for example, my girl runs my real estate for me, so I don't have to worry about that. She runs my real estate portfolio, so that's something I don't have to worry about so much.
So her doing all that for you, you're saying she deserves less than you?
No. That's after a woman has earned that.
It's like niggas are trying so hard to be stupid. Nigga, the only time a bitch deserves less is when you're fucking vetting her out to see if she deserves more. Damn, these niggas be trying so hard to bait the troll.
I'm saying up front when you're going through the courting/vetting process.
All right, so what does she have to do to earn that for you?
Again, every guy's gonna have different things, but if you're asking me in particular, be submissive, be pleasant, good cook, not a pain in the ass, assist me with things I got going on day to day. Just be helpful, really. Men don't ask for much, man. I think guys are very simple, and that's really it.
All right, so whenever you were talking to one of these other girls, you said you still have a mom, right?
Yeah.
Did you grow up with both parents?
Yes.
And they brought you into this, you said? They made you think like this?
My mom was the one that instilled in me from an early age, because I used to have a liberal mindset too when I was in college, thinking oh yeah, this equal partnership is gonna work. And when my mom told me this when I was younger, I thought she was just crazy, but the reality is she was right about a lot of this stuff. Finding a woman that's gonna follow your lead and be productive.
I gotcha. So
she trying to rush you?
Yeah, I guess my conclusion is I feel with a mother and a girlfriend, I feel you can't really say they deserve less or have to earn it. I don't think women have to earn anything. I feel
okay, so just be given to them, huh?
Yeah, we don't really have to we don't owe them anything. They're brought into this world for a reason. Our job is to protect them.
You just said it. We don't owe them anything.
We don't really have to
Okay, so you think just simping on them up front is fine?
No, simping is not that's not a thing you have to do to get a woman's attention. Okay, put it in this perspective. Like, the last.
Look at
the
these
last
big
girl you talked
motherfuckers.
to-
You said they don't have to earn anything, right?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. So, what is that? That doesn't equate to simping.
All right, so if they don't have to earn anything, like they just get your validation, attention, and time and
Well,
resources.
it depends.
Just off
Okay,
that?
but hear me out.
Oh, now it depends.
So, no, it doesn't depend on that. It depends on like they don't owe you anything to like okay, put it in perspective.
Why is it they don't owe you shit, but nigga, we gotta do everything and bend over backwards, shake her ass out, and have her butthole open just to fucking hang out with you? That make no goddamn sense.
Let's say you were a girl, you were a guy, whatever. Do you think like I'm attractive like right now? Like looking at me.
What type
What
of
do you
shit?
think?
I mean, you can ask the ladies here. I don't know what they.
No, I'm
they
asking
wanna
you.
vote.
I'm asking you because you put yourself in a predicament where you were dating the last girl. So do you think I'm attractive?
Well, that's kind of. I don't like men, man. So
All
I'm
right.
the wrong
So
person to ask.
a couple of the things you said like men have to be. You said men have to be strong. You said men have to have a bunch of money before they get married or before they do all that stuff.
Well, they have to
But-
have things in place to be attractive to the
yeah.
majority of
All
women.
right. So, I can say like I can do a little bit better. Like I can become a more attractive. But I have a beautiful girlfriend who like loves me a lot. She's right over there. But like she doesn't like. What?
How long
does
you
she
guys been
have to
together?
earn from me?
How long you guys been together?
What since 20? Yeah. Why does that matter?
He letting the black bitch tell him what to say. Scary ass. He's about to say what year because it don't matter, and he said, "Oh, why does it matter?"
Well, I think that's. Oh wow! Look at this.
Okay.
Yeah.
but, like,
I mean, I think it's important to see proof of concept. Like, how long you guys been together?
2023.
Okay, so for like 2 years, you guys met here in college.
Yeah. Well, we're freshmen. We've been since high school.
Okay, great.
So like, what did she have to really earn from me? Because I'm like in my book, I'm not a whole lot of attractive. I don't got 100K in the bank, but like I still hold the beautiful woman, and she's holding me down. She does She does a lot for me. So like, what did she really have to earn?
She's the breadwinner in your situation.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm saying that she doesn't owe me anything.
Okay, so here's the thing, man. You guys are young.
So you're in college, bro.
As you age, right, and I'm giving you like some real life like stuff here. As you age, what's going to happen is she's going to put a greater necessity on security. And if you don't rise up to that occasion and become the protector, the provider, and everything else like that, there's going to be a high likelihood that the relationship will end. So
That's my job
look,
as much as
it's great
hers.
that you guys met and are like high school sweethearts and stuff, but there definitely is a burden of performance. And as you guys age, her standards are going to lean more towards security.
And I'm going to step up for that.
Perfect. Then you're good. So
Yeah,
what,
yeah,
there's
you're
no real. That's fine. As long as you adhere to your duties, then you're good. So.
All right. Have a good day.
All right, man. Okay. Who's up next? What happened? Oh, we got to wrap up. What's that? All right. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be live. I guess what at the theater at what 8? All right, 8 o'clock. Oh man, the stereotypes are.
All these niggas trying to get
It's
some
just comedy,
hoes.
bro. Like just how fucking. Oh man. Yeah, we out. Yo. Well, I think the feminists are complaining, man. I can sit here and talk with y'all all day, but they want us out of here.
Yeah, they wrapped it up. All right. That was a good. College. Yeah, they were definitely mad at that nigga. But yeah, bro, like I have these conversations with bitches every day, bro. They be having the same talking points, nothing different. You don't hear nothing different, nothing smart, or they just say something, try to insult you or some shit. Oh, no, they got a little dick. Something dumb, like, bitches are just dumb, unfortunately. So, yeah, that was a good, nice little, oh, shit. Oh, I was about to say, these look different on this one. I thought this was a different one. I was about to say, oh, we got another one to watch next time. Bet. Yeah, Myron on these college campuses are funny. Because niggas are dumb, and niggas are simps, and bitches are dumb. So, yeah. It was a good, nice little episode today. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. We will be live Friday. Y'all already know where to find me. I will be, I'll be on Twitter and IG all the time. So if you wanna leave me a message, just leave me a message on Twitter or IG. I will try to get to it if anything. Yeah, this is a nice little live today. 2-hour live. We ain't did a 2-hour live ever. But yeah, I wanted to watch this whole video. We might as well. But yeah, I'm out here. I'll see y'all boys later. Make sure y'all have a great rest of your day. Peace!
The bitch shaking it, showing it. You this, you that. We laughing at them together. Oh! So stop treating these like they mean something.
Let's go to TikTok.